Sunshine and fresh snow. It's a bright combination. I'll unveil a warming trend over the weekend.
3 years ago, the lives of two families and an entire community changed forever. As the hunt for the killer of Abby Williams and Libby German continues, their families remember and look forward in ways to honor their lives.
The cold weather is bringing even more animals into Indianapolis Animal Care Services. Details coming up on a special event being held tomorrow.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening. Let's begin here at 5 o'clock with another warning about the temperatures. We saw bright sunshine and blue skies today, but the temperatures never climbed out of the teens. And brace yourself, they're about to dip into the single digits again overnight.
Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory has been tracking how cold it will get before warm-up starts to kick in. He's got your Storm Team 6 forecast. Kevin.
We all knew it was cold, right? And how low did they go? 6 below this morning in Peru in Miami County. That's the coldest temperature that I was able to find. 4 below in Lafayette, 2 in Indianapolis. That's what we started with. This is what we have now. That's not bad. 19. I think the fact that the wind is calm, generally speaking, and all that sunshine made it feel a little better than you would think. 11 is the temperature right now in Peru, 12 in Lafayette. Where are we headed this evening? Temperatures will slowly fall. It will be a light wind this evening. If you had dinner plans here for Valentine's, obviously layer up, wear all you got. You won't be sitting outside, I'm sure of that. During the day tomorrow, dry and cold in the morning. The low temperature will probably happen after midnight, then will slowly climb a bit in the morning hours. Temperatures with sunshine again will be headed above freezing by noon, and look at the afternoon high. That's some real progress, and it's not the warmest temperature in my forecast.
New tonight, an official report now recommends a 60-day license suspension as punishment for Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill, finding that he violated rules of professional conduct. That report from an Indiana Supreme Court hearing officer says Hill violated 2 rules of professional conduct. This stems from allegations that he drunkenly groped 4 female colleagues at a bar in 2018. The Supreme Court will have a final say on whether this punishment is carried out. Hill has continually denied the accusations against him. However, this report says it is clear his conduct was offensive, invasive, damaging, and embarrassing to the women who accuse him. And it also says he used his state office staff and others to engage in a public campaign to defend himself and intimidate the women complaining about him.
Tonight, a gathering motivated by more than just knowing those whose lives have been taken by gunfire. In less than an hour, the community will come together for a prayer vigil at Carriage House East Apartments on the northeast side. That's where 4 young adults were murdered last week. RTV6's Megan Sanctorum went back out to the neighborhood today to see how residents are feeling and why some plan on going to the vigil, even though they did not know the victims.
A small memorial still sits outside of the apartment where 4 young adults were killed. As police continue to look for the person or people responsible, the community is trying to come together. Tonight, the mother of one of the victims will be leading a prayer vigil. She will be telling people about resources available at the apartment complex's Success Center. Those resources include grief therapy groups. Some people who live here say prayers and resources are what this neighborhood needs, but they also think something needs to be done to prevent additional tragedies. People living out here say they feel the neighborhood is getting more and more dangerous, and they want to see an increase in security.
Got to worry about it, man. You know, some nights I come out and my wife want me to go get her something to eat. And I got to worry about, man, who's around and looking and all this.
It's not the apartment, it's the people that you put in the apartment, the young people. They don't want killing each other.
The management company for the Carriage House East apartment complex tells us there are 61 cameras on site. They say they've provided IMPD with footage from those cameras, as well as data from automated license plate readers. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And once again, the vigil will be at 6 o'clock at the Carriage House East Apartment Complex's Success Center. We will be there tonight and have more on the news at 11. And new developments in the death of a man shot by Metro police officers. The special prosecutor looking into the August death of Deshaun Downing has cleared the officers of any wrongdoing. Now, the report was released today. The officers say they shot Downing during a traffic stop on August 2nd because Downing pulled a gun on them. Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears requested a special prosecutor to avoid any appearance of impropriety. The case was overseen by the chief deputy prosecutor in Jackson County.
The phrase, "Today is the day," serves as the motto investigators live by as they seek to find the person who killed two Delphi girls. Today marks 3 years since the bodies of Abby Williams and Libby German were found. Today, their families have been extremely busy. As Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez reports, on this Valentine's Day, their hearts are full of memories, but heartbroken over their loss.
Kindergarten graduation, soccer. First Christmas, she was a big stocking.
The lampshade is special to Anna Williams. It is among the last gifts she received from her daughter. The photographs are among the many that light up the living room where we talked.
Justice will be served, and working to help other people will also be part of that for me.
Anna's daughter Abby and her teenage friend Libby were killed in February 2017 near the old Monon High Bridge in Delphi. 40,000 tips. And 3 years later, Anna spends her time supporting charitable causes in Abby's name.
It's about doing the right thing and supporting other people.
Whether getting the community to help with the Abby's Angels effort, in which hundreds of shoeboxes filled with school supplies and hygiene products are sent to kids worldwide through the Operation Christmas Child campaign, or traveling to Iowa in July for a bike ride to support the families of two cousins killed in 2012. Like the Delphi case, the girls went missing along a trail area, and the case remains unsolved.
Other folks that have gone through that are now part of our family too. We know how they're feeling, they know how we're feeling, and you don't have to talk about it.
While in Iowa, Anna stopped by the baseball field made famous in the movie Field of Dreams.
And I had Abby's picture with me for that.
Abby and Libby planned to play softball, so the movie's popular catchphrase hits close to home.
Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
A park in honor of Abby and Libby is being built with the intention of drawing youth and families from miles around.
That really is our hope. It is our hope that as it is built in the many years that it will continue to evolve, that it will always be a peaceful place. It'll be a place that the girls will be proud of.
Anna Williams also told Rafael that long-term she wants to do more with families facing a loss. She also says don't be surprised if she shows up to a charity event that she believes in. Law enforcement encourages anyone with information in this case to give them a call. The tip line number is 844-459-5786. Coming up on the news at 6, we'll hear from Libby's family. You can also find all of our coverage of the Delphi daughters right now on the IndyChannel.com/Delphi.
A Lebanon pediatrician is found guilty of molesting patients in his care. Jonathan Cavins faces up to 35 years in prison. The family of one of his victims says they hope this verdict encourages others to speak up. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny has been digging into this case for more than a year, and she just spoke with one of the victim's parents. Kara.
That's right, Amanda. A jury found Jonathan Cavins guilty on all 5 counts, including child molesting, child seduction, and sexual misconduct with a minor. He faces up to 35 years in prison and will be sentenced next month. We just spoke with the parents of one of Cavins' victims, and they told me they are thankful to the jury who convicted him. Cavins molested patients during examinations, including touching them after putting condoms on them. We just spoke with one of the victim's parents. Their son was one of 5 patients who testified against Cavins. They want Cavins to do the maximum time behind bars. The parents say their son has a long road ahead, but the guilty verdict is helping him heal.
He's relieved that they found him guilty and that he's not going to hurt another kid, because for our son, that's huge. That's part of the reason he was strong enough to come out. He wanted to make sure this never happened to another child.
We want all those other parents whose kids have seen Dr. Cavins to ask questions of their kids. Did Dr. Cavins use condom with you. Tell me about that visit, because there are other kids out there that are affected. And now that the jury has spoken and that he's been convicted, we need other parents to talk to their kids about that.
Boone County prosecutor Ken Eastwood told me the true heroes of this story are those young boys who came forward to share their stories of sexual abuse, the strength and courage they showed. We pray that this will serve as a beacon for other victims of sexual abuse to come forward. We reached out to Caven's attorney for comment, and she declined. He's expected to be sentenced in mid-March. His medical license is currently suspended and could be terminated now that he's been convicted. Mark.
Our Kara Kenny, thank you for that. For the first time this season, the flu has claimed the life of a very young child in Indiana. According to the report out today from the State Health Department, one of the deaths recorded in the past week is a child age 4 or younger. No information is shared about any of the patients. The total number of deaths is 54 for the season. That's up 4 from last week. The largest number of deaths overall involve people 65 and older. Well, still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6. Going back to school is taking on a whole new meaning in one small community. We'll meet the man giving new life to an old school building that's taking on many new uses.
And up next here at 5, the call to action to save lives this week and a big event to clear animals out of a cold shelter at a time that could be more convenient for you so they can have warm, loving homes.
Now, if you're looking for warmth all the way to South Florida, you have to go 79 in Miami. The core of the cold air sits over us now. Warmer air just to our west will be drawn in over the weekend. Details straight ahead.
$259 a month at your local Volkswagen dealer.
A traffic alert for you if you'll be traveling I-65 through downtown this weekend. Tonight, NDOT will be closing a ramp, the north split, to complete barrier wall repairs. I-70 westbound to I-65 southbound will be closed at the north split from 10 o'clock tonight until Sunday at 6 p.m. You can take the collector ramp to I-70 westbound, exit 83A during the ramp closure. Crews will be repairing and replacing a barrier that was hit last month. Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative to connect you to jobs. This is NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago, and next year the big game is in Indy. The game will bring a party atmosphere, not just to Bankers Life Fieldhouse, but also outside the arena. Visit Indy says Georgia Street will be rocking, as well as bars all around the downtown area. And with the thousands of visitors expected to flood the Circle City for all of the fun, Visit Indy says jobs will be created to make sure everyone has a good time.
So right now we have more than 80,000 men and women who depend on tourism for a paycheck. That's a record-setting number of jobs. We would expect with a game like the NBA All-Star racing into the city over its week-long preparations from setup to teardown, thousands of temporary jobs to be put into place. That's additional people in our hotels, in our restaurants, in our attractions. That's additional Uber and Lyft drivers. That will not only impact the downtown, but all the way out north to Lafayette and south to Bloomington in terms of the footprint. When you have hundreds of thousands of fans and thousands of media in your city, you have to ramp up the number of shifts and the number of people you have working in our tourism hospitality community.
The 2021 NBA All-Star Game is happening February 14th, 2021 at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Brad Brown is in Chicago right now for this weekend's All-Star Game. Look for his first report on RTV6 News at 6.
RTV6 is working for you tonight with a call to action. The cold weather is causing an increase in the number of animals showing up in Indianapolis Animal Care Services. And in an effort to continue saving lives, our Nicole Griffin is finding out about a special event being held tomorrow night to help free up space at the shelter.
Normally, Indianapolis Animal Care Services closes at 6 p.m. on Saturday, but tomorrow they will be staying open until 10 p.m. for their late night adopt-a-thon event. The goal is to get very cute animals like this one here adopted and free up some space. On this Valentine's Day, Briar Rose, a Mastiff, is taking her turn in the kissing booth at IACS. She's one of hundreds of animals helping to find a new family after being surrendered earlier this week by her owner. Dogs like Briar Rose end up in the shelter for a variety of reasons, but one of the biggest right now is the cold weather.
So that means a lot of people have been seeing, their neighbors' dogs that might be tied out or outside for too long. They'll report those, and if the weather is too terrible and the owners aren't willing to bring them inside, we do have to confiscate those animals, which we don't want to do.
That is why the late night adopt-a-thon event is being held. During the first one in November, they were able to adopt 101 animals. On a normal day, they adopt around 15.
It breaks my heart because I don't get to lay on the couch and have kids snuggles if that's what they want, or just have one-on-one care.
Jessica Amick already adopted 2 dogs from the shelter within the last 2 years, and now she's back looking for one more.
It's worked out very, very well for us. We have 2 loving dogs that love our whole family, are great with everybody.
Her advice is come visit with a dog several times and find out if it's a good fit for your home. Working for you in Indianapolis, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And the shelter is open tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Adopt-a-thon event starts at 6. Adoptions are just $5, but there are exclusions for small dogs and puppies, which still cost $60. To allow staff to focus on adoptions, lost pet tours and return to owners will not be available after 6 p.m.
I really hope they can clear out the shelter this weekend.
And I hope you get to bring a new furry friend home.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would warm your house.
Warm your heart and house.
Yes.
Speaking of that, temperatures will make a turn up. I guess
warmer.
Yeah, when you're at 6 below, then that's kind of, you know where to go, but up,
Yeah.
I guess, is one way to look at it. Boy, it was nice to see all the sunshine, and it will lead to a beautiful sunset this evening, but the fact that the sky is clear will allow these temperatures to fall right back off into the single digits, I think, especially north of Indianapolis, where we have a little more snow on the ground. 12 in Zionsville, 20 in Edinburgh, 16 in Greenfield, temperature down in Morgan County. Martinsville's at 20. We take a broader view, and I add to this the wind chill. The wind is light everywhere, but just a little stronger to the north, so you get a little more of a spread between the temperature 12 in Lafayette and the wind chill of 4. Feels like 3 in Peru, but from Indy south, you notice that the temperature and the wind chill match each other because no wind really to speak of. Just to show you, the core of the cold air is right over the Great Lakes, including central Indiana. Off to the west, 30 in Lincoln, Nebraska, Kansas City at 26. We'll grab hold of some of that over the next 24 hours, and our temperatures begin to warm up. If you look closely, I think Maisie's nose kind of looks like a heart. You see the little white patch there?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Look at that.
So we had to use this today on Valentine's Day. Maisie, you're beautiful. Temperatures, they're in the teens and then eventually working their way towards single digits. Joanna Shirley sent in the picture. Thank you. You can send your dog's pic to me as well at kevin.gregory@wrtv.com. Let's pop the hood on your weekend. A south wind tomorrow goes to work. Temperatures from that cold start warm to 38. We're above 40 as we get to Sunday. We're dry both Saturday and Sunday. 33 by noon tomorrow, whereas the sky is spotless now. We will see an increase in the cloud cover tomorrow afternoon. Temperature falls short of 40 in Indianapolis. 7:30, skies are clear. You'll see clouds begin to show up. These are mid to high level cirrus clouds, just a little dimmer switch on the sunshine, and then later in the day, especially in the northern third of the state, clouds begin to have a little more of an impact. Notice that little area of snow that moves along the state line with Michigan. Temperatures from the upper 30s to lower 40s. The south wind will be 10 to 20. And as you look at Sunday's forecast, a much different start. Temperatures already in the low 30s as we get the second half of the weekend going. 38 at noon, and then afternoon temperatures with mostly cloudy skies in the low 40s. Sunday's highs range from upper 30s to mid 40s. And as you look at next week, we'll push the middle to upper 40s, I think, both Monday and Tuesday. That will happen early in the day. The temperature will fall as we go through the day on Tuesday. Here's your 7-day planner. Temperatures next week warm enough that it looks like rain Monday. Some rain around Tuesday. Temperatures do get colder for a couple days, Wednesday and Thursday, but nothing as cold as where we've been. It's good to, really have some cold temperatures for a little bit,
So you can appreciate the warmer ones?
It does a lot of good.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
I'll give you that.
Just the
All
shock.
Right,
I didn't even convince myself with that statement.
But you tried, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, it'll be an easy way to remember their wedding anniversary, Valentine's Day. How uniting hearts today will help women's heart health in the future.
The 2020 Altima.
Well, there's no two ways about it. Today is a day focused on love.
And some couples chose to make Valentine's Day extra special by also making it their wedding day. Several couples walked down the aisle to declare their love and join hearts at the Marion County Clerk's office. This is an annual tradition offered by the clerk. In lieu of an officiant's fee, couples were asked to make a $50 contribution to the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women campaign. Kevin McDowell and his new wife, Jasmine, will never forget that Valentine's Day is also their wedding anniversary from now on.
It was Valentine's Day and we got married. We've been planning it for a while, and today is supposed to be the perfect day, I guess. Yeah, we just woke up and came down, so I guess it was meant to be.
Well, a total of 40 couples exchanged vows today. More than $2,200 is raised for the American Heart Association, which also included donations from the clerk staff. Congratulations to the new couple.
To all the happy couples there. Great to see. Kiss the bride. All right. All new at 6 p.m. here on RTV6. A community coming together to power Pendleton after a tornado ripped through the Madison County town last spring.
But first on the Now, Indy, missing art from White River State Park when it happened and how you can help police. You're watching RTV6.